Welcome back to the Stoic Station channel. Today we're cutting straight to the chase. I'm going to share 8 non-negotiable rules, things you should never do just because of a woman. It doesn't matter if she's your girlfriend, wife, someone you just met, or anyone else. These principles always stand. Why? Because the moment you put a woman above your core values, you lose yourself. Now don't get me wrong, love and care are important, but sacrificing who you are just to please someone, that's never the right choice. Before we dive in, I have a small favor to ask. If you want to help spread the Stoic mindset and build a strong community with me, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment. If you're feeling this message, comment 1. If you think I could improve, comment 2. I appreciate the honesty. All right, let's jump into the 8 things you should never do for a woman. Rule number 1, don't blindly follow a woman's advice. Guys, here's a hard truth, one that might be tough to hear, but it's critical to understand. Women don't always make the best decisions for your life. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying you should ignore them completely. Women can offer unique perspectives, creative insights, and emotional depth that might help you see things from a different angle. A great woman can inspire you, challenge your thinking, and even help you grow. But when it comes to major life decisions, your finances, your career, your purpose, you must be the one to take the lead. Why? Because women often make decisions based on emotions in the moment. What she wants today might not be what she wants tomorrow. Her feelings can shift like the wind, and if you're constantly adjusting your path to match her changing desires, you'll find yourself lost, uncertain, and disconnected from your true self. Think about it. Have you ever made a big decision based on what a woman wanted, only to realize later that she changed her mind? One day, she says she wants a man who's gentle and always available. The next, she craves a man who's independent and focused on his mission. If you blindly follow her advice, you'll spend your life reacting instead of leading. What does this mean for you? It means you must take responsibility for your own life, your path, your mission, your destiny. It's all on you. When you need guidance, turn to strong, experienced men, those who have walked the path before you. Mentors, brothers, wise advisors, these are the men who can help you make solid, strategic decisions that will serve you for life. As a man, you are meant to lead. That doesn't mean ignoring wisdom, it means knowing when to listen and when to stand firm. So yes, hear her out. Consider her perspective. But when it comes to your future, your purpose, and your life's direction, never hand over control. Because a man who follows without thinking loses himself in the process. Rule number 2, don't give her all of your attention. Let me tell you something that most men don't realize. Your attention is your most valuable currency. To a woman, it's like oxygen. The moment you start handing it out too freely, you don't just lose your attractiveness, you also lower your value in her eyes. Women are wired to seek attention. If she's truly attracted to you, she'll constantly try to pull your focus toward her. She'll want to talk, text, spend time together. She'll crave your presence. But here's where most men go wrong. They give in completely. They think that by being available all the time, answering every message instantly, and dropping everything for her, they're making her happy. But in reality, they're doing the exact opposite. The psychology of attraction. Scarcity creates desire. Think about the things you value the most in life. Are they the things you can have anytime, anywhere, with no effort? Number. We crave what is just out of reach. We desire what we can't fully have. And the same principle applies to attraction. When a woman has to wait for your attention, when she has to wonder what you're doing, when she feels like she's not your number one priority. Her desire for you intensifies. But the moment you become too accessible, too predictable, too easy to have, that's when she starts to lose interest. Women will test you. Don't fall for the trap. And here's the tricky part. Women will test your limits. If you don't give them all the attention they want, they'll complain, guilt trip you, make you feel like you're doing something wrong. They'll say things like, "Why don't you text me back faster? Do you even care about me? You're always busy. You never put me first." And most men, they fall for it. They cave in. They adjust their schedule to accommodate her. They start prioritizing her over their goals. And in doing so, they lose the very thing that made them attractive in the first place: their purpose, their focus, their drive. A high-value man doesn't operate like that. A high-value man has his own life, his own mission, his own passions. A woman is a part of his life, but never the center of it. A real-life example: the mistake Chase made. Let me tell you about Chase. Back in college, Chase was a focused, driven athlete. He spent his days training for football, watching game tapes, and working on himself. He had a girlfriend at the time, and she was obsessed with him. She always wanted to be around him, in his dorm, at practice, texting him non-stop. At first, Chase did the right thing. He set clear boundaries. He told her, "I need to focus on my goals." And guess what? Her attraction to him skyrocketed. Why? Because he was scarce. He had purpose. He wasn't chasing her. He was chasing greatness. But then Chase made a huge mistake. He started giving her all his attention. He texted back instantly. He started skipping practice to spend more time with her. He put her needs above his own mission. And that's when everything changed. She lost respect for him. Her attraction started fading. She became distant. Why? Because suddenly, he was easy to have. The harsh truth about women and attention. Women don't actually want all the attention they ask for. What they really want is to miss you, to crave you, to imagine you. When you're always there, always available, always eager, you become predictable, and predictability kills attraction. And that's when the real problems start. She gets bored. She starts losing respect. And in the worst cases, she looks elsewhere for excitement. The key takeaway: women need a little distance to desire you. Think of it like a job. They pay you just enough so you don't quit, but not so much that you become completely free. So, don't make Chase's mistake. Be selective with your attention. Keep your goals, career, and passions front and center. Let a woman be part of your life, but never the reason for it. Make her earn your time, not expect it. Because in the end, a man who gives away all his attention loses more than just a woman's attraction. He loses himself. Rule number 3, don't become a stepfather. This is a sensitive topic, but it needs to be said because too many men learn this lesson the hard way. You should not take on the responsibility of raising another man's child. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying you can't date a single mother. If you're just looking for something casual, light, and non-committal, that's one thing. But the moment you commit to her, when you start taking on the father role, that's when you lose control of your own life. John's story, a hard lesson learned. Let me tell you about John. In his early 20s, John met an incredible woman, a single mother. She was beautiful, kind, and loving. He thought he was building something meaningful. At first, everything felt right. He stepped in, took care of her child, and did everything a father would do. He spent time with them, provided for them, and poured his heart and soul into the relationship. Years passed. He was deeply attached, not just to her, but to the child he had grown to love as his own. Then, one day, it all fell apart. She ended things, just like that. And in an instant, John lost everything. He lost the woman, he lost the child, he lost years of effort, love, and sacrifice. And worst of all, he had no rights, no claim, no connection. He was just erased. The harsh reality of being a stepfather. Here's why stepping into this role is a dangerous game. You're investing in a child that isn't yours. No matter how much you love them, you will never be their biological father. The real father still has rights. At any moment, he can re-enter their life, and you have zero say in the matter. If the relationship ends, you lose everything. Years of time, energy, and emotional investment, gone. Now, I'm not saying all single mothers are bad people. Many are strong, hardworking, and loving. But as a man, every decision you make should benefit your life. And when you step into the stepfather role, you're taking on major responsibilities with zero guarantees. Think about your future. Ask yourself, does this path truly benefit me? Am I making my life easier or harder? Why take on a responsibility that isn't mine? If you're a high-value man, why choose a harder path when you could build your own family from the start? So before you commit to a woman with kids, think carefully. Dating her? Fine. Becoming a stepfather? Think twice. Your life is like a business. Run it wisely. Imagine you're running a business. When you hire employees, do you choose the best candidates? Those who bring value with minimal baggage? Or do you hire someone with too many personal problems? Someone who slows down your progress and makes things harder? Now, apply this to your personal life. If you're committing to a woman, why willingly take on added baggage? Again, not because single mums are bad people, but because raising another man's child isn't your responsibility. The reality you must accept. Your relationship will always be more complicated. You're not just dating her, you're also dealing with her child. You will never have full control. The biological father will always have a say, whether you like it or not. If things go wrong, you lose everything. The woman, the child, and the years you invested, all gone. Sure, you might miss out on a great woman simply because she has kids, but that's the price you pay for keeping your life simple and focused on bigger goals. Life is about trade-offs, and smart men don't voluntarily add problems to their plate. The harsh truth about dating single moms. Again, this isn't about disrespecting anyone, it's about thinking logically. Some single mothers can be amazing partners. They'll cook, clean, spoil their man, and do everything to keep you around. But here's the truth. You're not just dating her, you're inheriting responsibilities that weren't meant for you. You'll have no real authority, but you'll be expected to act like a father. If things go south, you walk away with nothing. I'm not saying all single mothers are bad choices. I'm saying be honest with yourself. Is this truly the best path for your life? Are you stepping into this because you want to, or because you feel obligated to? Do you really want to build your life around someone else's past? You have the power to choose your future. As a man, your decisions shape your destiny. If you're valuable, driven, and ambitious, why take on a responsibility you don't have to? Dating, sure. Casual fun, no problem. Stepfather, think long and hard, because once you step into that role, there's no easy way out. Rule number 4, don't let a woman change your mind about life. Guys, listen up, because this is one of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships. As a man, your job is to lead. That might sound cliché, but it's the truth. You need to have a strong stance, know exactly what you want, and live by your own principles without compromise. But here's the problem. Most men start strong, but over time, they lose themselves. At the beginning of a relationship, most men are confident. They set clear boundaries. They know how to say no. They maintain a healthy balance between their personal life and their relationship. But then, something happens. Little by little, they start giving in. They bend their rules. They adjust their priorities. They compromise. Once, twice, until they lose all control. And why? Because they love her. They want to make her happy. Because they get subtly manipulated over time. Because they start believing that compromise is the key to a lasting relationship. But let me tell you something. If you compromise too much, you stop being a man. From alpha to beta, the slow death of a strong man. At first, she admires your strength. She loves your confidence, your independence, your sense of purpose. But as you start compromising too much, as you start putting her needs above your own, as you start changing your beliefs just to keep the peace, she loses respect for you. And once respect fades, attraction follows. Love weakens. The relationship starts to fall apart. Why? Because women love strength, but they lose respect when you lose it. The solution: stand firm. The key to a healthy, powerful relationship isn't to change yourself for her. It's to stay true to yourself while still loving her. Stand firm in your beliefs. Love her, but never lose yourself. Never change your core values just to please someone else. You can adapt, you can listen, but the moment you start sacrificing your identity to make a woman happy, that's the moment you start losing her respect. No woman should ever change your core beliefs. I don't care how beautiful she is. I don't care how much she loves you. I don't care how many times she threatens to leave. Never change your mindset just for a woman. Your values, your ethics, and your mindset are the foundation of who you are. If you give them up, you lose yourself. And once you lose yourself, you become a weaker version of the man she originally fell for. A real-life example: the career trap. Let's say you're 26 or 27. You're laser-focused on building your business. You believe in grinding while others sleep. You believe in sacrificing comfort for long-term success. You believe in working harder than everyone else. But your girlfriend who lives with you keeps saying, "You work too much. Take a break. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Why don't you spend more time with me?" Now, she might genuinely care about you. She might mean well. But if you listen to her, if you slow down just to make her happy, you will never reach your goals. And here's the harsh truth. If you give up your grind to make her happy, she might love you more in that moment. But over time, she will lose respect for you. Because deep down, women don't want a man who prioritizes them over his mission. They want a man who is so driven, so unshakable, so focused on his purpose, that she has to fight for his time. Key takeaways. You can love her, but never lose yourself. You can listen, but always stay true to your core values. Never let a woman decide your life for you. That's your job. Because here's the truth. A woman will respect you 10 times more if you stand firm in your path, rather than bending to her momentary desires. A man with conviction is always more attractive than a man who changes for others. Stay strong, stay focused, stay in control. Rule number 5, Never give up your goals for a woman. Listen up, guys, because this is one of the most important rules you will ever hear. Your goals are everything. They give you direction. They give you purpose. They make you a man worth respecting. And no matter who comes into your life, never let anyone pull you off your path. A real-life example, the chef who gave it all up. Imagine this. You're a talented chef. You work 16-hour days, sweating in a hot kitchen, sacrificing sleep, missing out on parties, all to build your own restaurant. You're not doing this forever. You're doing it now so that one day you can live on your own terms. Then you meet her. She's beautiful. She's charming. She makes you feel alive. At first, she supports you, but over time the complaints start. You work too much. Can't you take a break and spend more time with me? I feel like I'm not a priority. If you really loved me, you'd be less ambitious. And here's where most men fail. They start to listen. They cut back on their grind. They prioritize her over their dream. They tell themselves, maybe she's right. Maybe I should slow down. But here's the brutal truth. Many men give up their ambitions to please a woman, only for her to leave them later, for the very thing she told them to give up. Because deep down, women don't want a man who bends. They want a man who is unshakable. Women don't want to control you. They want to see if you can be controlled. This isn't about blaming women. This is about understanding them. A woman will test you, not because she wants you to fail, but because she wants to see if you're truly committed to your purpose. If you're easily swayed, it shows her you lack internal strength, and a man without strength becomes unattractive. But a man who stands firm, a man who says, I love you, but my mission comes first. I hear you, but I will never abandon my path. I want you in my life, but I won't change my direction for anyone. That's the man who earns respect, because deep down, every woman respects a man who refuses to be shaken. The hard truth. A woman who loves you will support you, not hold you back. Let me say this loud and clear. A high-value woman will respect your mission. A low-value woman will try to pull you away from it. If she truly loves you, she will support your grind. She will respect your late nights, your sacrifices, your focus. But if she starts making you choose between her and your goals, she is not the right one for you. The harsh truth. Women will test you again and again. Women will unconsciously test your strength. They will say things like, you work too much, relax a little. Why do you have to be so focused all the time? Can't you skip the gym just once to stay home with me? And if you give in, if you bend, if you start compromising your vision, she will slowly lose respect for you. And when respect fades, attraction fades, interest fades, and eventually she walks away. This is how strong men turn into weak men, one small compromise at a time. And the moment you trade your ambition for her approval, you become replaceable. Why women are drawn to stoic, purpose-driven men. Ever wonder why women chase men who are fully locked into their mission? Because those men don't cancel their plans just to text her back. Don't skip the gym just to sit on the couch with her. Don't give up their ambitions just to make her feel more secure. Those men are rare. Those men are powerful. Those men are respected. The key takeaways. The more focused you are on your mission, the more attractive you become. The easier you are to distract, the less valuable you seem. You will never lose a woman by staying committed to your goals. but you will lose yourself if you don't. Put your goals first. If she can't wait, she's not the right one. Because the right woman will never make you choose. She'll stand beside you while you build. And the wrong one? She'll distract you from the life you were meant to create. Rule number 6. Never give up all your sexual options for a woman. This is one of the biggest traps men fall into when they're in love. They give up all their options, while the woman doesn't do the same. Now, let me be clear. I believe in serious relationships. I believe in loyalty. I believe in commitment. But commitment must be mutual. If she hasn't given up all her options, you shouldn't either. What does this mean? A woman who is truly committed will cut off contact with all past romantic connections. Eliminate guy best friends who secretly want her. Stop entertaining flirty texts from other men. But if she keeps her options open, then so should you. Most men make this mistake. Here's what happens to most men. They fall in love and become emotionally attached. She asks them to cut off every other woman in their life. They block, delete, and distance themselves from all female connections just to prove their loyalty. Meanwhile, what does she do? She still has guys in her DMs. She still has male friends who secretly want her. She still entertains attention from other men. See the problem? Most men don't realize they're being put at a disadvantage until it's too late. The harsh reality: love should be balanced. Love does not mean giving up your options while she keeps hers, cutting off female friends while she keeps male ones, being the only one sacrificing. A healthy relationship is about balance. If she keeps her options open, then so do you. If she's truly committed, she will remove all other men before ever asking you to do the same. Never lose your position. If she hasn't cut off other men, then you don't cut off other women. The truth most men don't see. Most men aren't stupid. They're just not aware of how this dynamic works. They think pleasing a woman is the right thing to do. They think proving loyalty will make her love them more. They think sacrificing everything will secure her. But what they don't realize is they're giving away all their power. And a man without power, a man who bends too easily, loses respect, loses attraction, loses everything. The dangers of putting yourself in a weak position. A truly lovesick man isn't just someone who falls hard for a woman. He's someone who knows the truth but still makes the wrong choice. And once you see reality, it's your responsibility to act on it. Here's the problem: women have more sexual options than men. Why? Because men chase, women choose. If you cut off all your options but she keeps hers, you are putting yourself at an automatic disadvantage. If she leaves, guess what happens? She moves on immediately. You go through a dry spell. Why? Because you already cut ties with every other option you had. Never put yourself in that position. When should you give up other options? When she does the same. If she deletes all the guys from her social media, if she stops responding to male attention, if she proves she's fully committed, then and only then should you consider doing the same. When you live in abundance. If you're a high-value man who can attract women easily, then being faithful is a choice, not a sacrifice. But if you live in scarcity, if she still keeps her options, don't be a fool and cut off all yours. Final thought. This is about fairness, not cheating. I'm not encouraging you to cheat. I'm not telling you to be disloyal. I'm telling you to demand fairness. If she won't let go of her options, don't let go of yours. If she keeps guys on standby, don't give up your female connections. Because once you give up control just to please a woman, you lose more than your options. You lose your power. Rule number 7, never let a woman control you. Guys, listen up. The moment you let a woman control you, you lose her respect. And once respect is gone, attraction follows. This isn't a theory. This isn't something I read in a book. This is a lesson I learned the hard way. My story, the biggest mistake of my beta phase. I was 25 years old. I was dating a beautiful woman. We worked at the same company, but our shifts didn't always line up. I cheated on her multiple times, and instead of leaving, she tried to control me. At first, it seemed reasonable. She said, "If you really love me, call me after work to prove you're not with another woman. FaceTime me every morning so I know you're waking up alone." And guess what? I did it. At the time, I thought, I love her. I want to prove that I'm loyal. Maybe if I show her I've changed, she'll trust me again. But here's what I didn't realize. She wasn't upset because I cheated. She was upset because I let her control me. Not because I was loyal, not because I was calling her, but because I was doing it out of obedience. And once a man submits to control, he becomes weak. He becomes predictable. He becomes a beta in her eyes. A man must have freedom over his own life. Let's be real, there's nothing wrong with calling your woman or checking in. If I had FaceTimed her because I genuinely wanted to, it wouldn't have been a problem. But the moment she commanded me to do it, and I obeyed, I put myself in a weak position. A man must be free. Free to live on his terms. Free to make his own decisions. Free to be in control of his own life. Because the moment a woman takes the driver's seat, she stops seeing you as a man she respects and starts seeing you as a man she controls. The lesson here? Women will test you. Don't submit just to make her happy. If she starts setting unfair rules, establish your boundaries immediately. You can love her, but you must remain in control of your own life. A controlled man is never attractive, because here's what happens when you let her take control. She will slowly lose respect for you. Then attraction fades. Then, finally, she leaves. When a woman tries to set rules, look her in the eye and say, "No, you're not being rude. You're not being disrespectful. You're simply refusing to change yourself just to make her happy." Most men fail this test because they've been conditioned to please women. Not sexually, but emotionally. Always saying the right things. Always doing the right things. Always hoping to be accepted. But here's the truth. Women don't even want you to follow their rules. The women who stayed with me the longest were the ones I never compromised for. The women who I constantly obeyed lost all respect for me. The harsh reality. Women set rules for beta men, but break rules for alphas. Let that sink in. If she makes you wait, if she sets conditions, if she tries to control you, she sees you as a beta. If she chases you with no conditions, she sees you as an alpha. It's that simple. The solution: never let a woman control you, dictate your actions, or force you to change just to please her. If you submit, you will lose her respect and your attractiveness. But if you stand firm, she will love you even more. Because deep down, a woman doesn't want a man she can control. She wants a man she can admire. Rule number 8. Never betray your brothers or friends for a woman. Honestly, It frustrates me that I even have to say this, but I've seen it happen way too often. Men turning against each other, friendships falling apart, lifelong bonds shattered, all because of a woman. And every time I see it, I ask myself, how is this even possible? A typical scenario, and why it's so disgusting. A guy breaks up with his girlfriend. The girl gets angry and wants revenge. She seduces his best friend, and that so-called best friend sleeps with her. Betrayal, disrespect, weakness. Or here's another one. A man knows his best friend's girlfriend is unfaithful. He still keeps a friendly relationship with her. One night, she sleeps with him behind his best friend's back. And instead of shutting it down, he continues the relationship. Disgusting. If you're the type of man who would ever betray your brother for a woman, I have one question for you. Where is your honor? The most important rule, brotherhood comes first. Never be close friends with your best friend's girlfriend. If you spend too much time talking to her, sharing with her, or getting emotionally involved with her, you are putting yourself in a dangerous position. If you think, we're just friends, you're being naive. A real man never betrays his brothers over a woman. Why is this so important? Because women come and go, but brotherhood is forever. Because if you betray your friend for a girl, you lose your honor. Because a man with principles never trades friendship for sex. The key takeaways. Keep your distance from your best friend's girlfriend. If she tries to get close to you, shut it down immediately. If you betray your brother, you lose yourself. A true man never puts a woman above his brothers. Don't let a woman ruin a friendship. I've seen this way too many times, and it's honestly embarrassing. Two men are best friends. A woman enters the picture. Suddenly they're arguing, jealous, or even fighting over her. It's ridiculous, because here's the truth. A woman is not worth losing a brother over. A real friendship is stronger than temporary desire. No girl should ever have enough power to turn you against your own blood. What if both of you like the same girl? Simple. The friendship comes first. Never let a woman destroy your bond. Never let jealousy, tension, or competition get between you and your brother. If she causes problems between you two, she's not worth it. The golden rule, brotherhood before women. Brotherhood comes first. If a woman enters the picture, the friendship must remain strong. Never lose respect for each other over a woman. And if she's the type to cause drama between friends, she is not the kind of woman you want in your life. The harsh truth, women leave, brothers stay. Here's what you need to understand. A woman will leave you the moment she's unhappy. A real brother will always be there. Even if you and your friend fight, you can always make amends. But if you betray your brother for a woman, you're breaking a fundamental code of being a man. And once you cross that line, you lose your honor, you lose your brother, and in the end, you probably lose the woman too. Because a woman who would turn friends against each other isn't a woman worth keeping. My perspective is crystal clear because it's a truth that too many men ignore. A man of value stands firm in his beliefs. He does not let women, society, or outside pressures dictate his path. Because attraction isn't about seeking approval. It isn't about trying to please others, saying the right things, or bending to make people like you. Attraction comes from self-mastery. It comes from emotional control. It comes from an unwavering pursuit of your goals. When a man knows his purpose, when he stands strong in who he is, he doesn't need to chase. The right people will come to him. brotherhood over temporary desires. There's something more valuable than money, more valuable than status, more valuable than any temporary pleasure, and that's brotherhood. A man with honor never betrays his friends for personal gain. Because the men who stand beside you, the ones who have your back, the ones who have fought, built and struggled with you, are worth more than any fleeting relationship. Women come and go. True brothers stand the test of time. But strength alone isn't enough. A man must also know how to balance personal boundaries with natural charisma. He stands firm, but isn't closed off. He sets boundaries, but isn't rigid. He leads, but doesn't control. Because true confidence, it isn't loud, it isn't aggressive. It's the quiet certainty of knowing your worth. And when you truly understand your worth, you don't chase anyone. You don't beg for validation. You don't bend to fit someone else's expectations. Because a man who values himself, a man who is focused, driven and disciplined, will always attract the right people into his life. In short, a man's worth isn't defined by seeking validation or chasing approval, especially from women. What truly matters is his ability to take control of his own life. Blindly following a woman's advice, making her the center of his world, or changing himself just to win her approval, that only weakens his presence, his respect, his attraction. A man of value stands firm. He knows who he is. He never lets anyone dictate his path. His career, his passions, his purpose, these come first. And above all, he never sacrifices brotherhood or betrays his friends just to impress a woman. Because true strength isn't about blind sacrifice, it's about integrity. In a world full of challenges, the real keys to success and respect aren't people-pleasing or emotional dependence. They're discipline, self-mastery, and unshakable control. Not just to earn respect from others, but to respect himself. Avoid these 8 mistakes, and you'll save yourself from countless troubles in life. Think about it. Every mistake isn't just a setback, it creates a chain reaction of problems. The sooner you recognize them, the more unnecessary losses you can avoid. This isn't a place for complaints, it's a space to sharpen your mindset, build resilience, and take control of your life. Red flags aren't just warnings, they're guiding signs, helping you steer clear of the wrong paths before it's too late. Do you want to know which people to avoid? Do you want to understand the hidden rules most people overlook? Then follow Stoic Station, turn on notifications, and most importantly, don't make mistakes you can absolutely avoid. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.